Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and I had a fun video planned for release this morning, but everything's got to be put on hold because we have got probably the craziest thing in the history of Raid, and I've been playing since the beginning, or at least one of the top 2 or 3 craziest tournaments that's ever been done. We are going to be getting Krisk the Ageless as a guaranteed reward in groups, not global. They've done this a few times for like Sir Nick and Draco and stuff, and it was always complete insanity. And for Krisk, I think it's going to be the craziest it's ever been. It's going to be like Sir Nick and Draco and stuff times 10. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. So let's go over this event and get you caught up for what is going to be going on in game as we head in to this crazy champion training tournament coming up. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, let's get you full context of this post, and then I'll talk about what they have told us behind the scenes. So, starting on Monday, and we've got a few days to get our heads right and prepare. Monday, March 21st, until the next Monday, March 28th, so it's going to be a full calendar week. A special champion training event will be held with some of our best ever rewards up for an offer. Win the tournament and take first place to add one of these amazing champions to your collection, and the champions are going to depend on the level of your account. We don't know the exact way it's going to be tiered, but it's going to be Royal Guard, Mountain King, Mashaled, and Krisk. If I had to guess, it's going to be like levels 1 through 40. Royal Guard will be in the groups. Then for accounts like 41 to 60, it'll be Mountain King. And then like 61 to 99, it'll be Mashaled. And then for maxed out level 100 accounts, they'll be in groups against each other to go for Krisk. Now, that is not scientific. That is not confirmed. That's just like if I had to spitball off the top of my head how it's going to work. That's what I would guess. But it also could be a scenario where you've got like multiple champions in the same thing. So you could have one set of groups where it's Mountain King for first place and Royal Guard for second place. And then in the maxed out accounts, it could be Krisk for first place and Mashaled for second place. It could be something like that. But it could also be 4 different ones based on the levels that I kind of broke down, something similar to that. So we don't have confirmation from them, but we do have confirmation from them that it's not going to be global rewards. It is going to be group stage rewards. And every time they have done this, it's been ridiculously crazy of people wailing out and going ham, playing 18 hours a day, champion training. So I anticipate it'll be even crazier, especially for the Krisk groups. Mashaled and Mountain King are both good champions, but not to the level of like a Krisk or a Siffy or something like that. So I do think by far the craziest one is going to be for Krisk. And then down here in the last paragraph, it says, which champion you'll be able to win depends on the level you are in Raid, and the rules are simple. Earn tournament points by ascending champions, leveling them up, and upgrading their ranks. Whoever earns the most points in the tournament gets the new champion. Now, I guess the way they worded it on that second part, it might not be multiple champions per group. It may be 4 different ones broken down on the different a system similar to what I kind of said here about a minute ago with the 4 different champions. So we tried to get confirmation. The only confirmation we got was that they will be group stage and not global, but it kind of says that right here. And we'll probably get more details either later today or tomorrow or the next day or something, and I'll make sure to share that with you as soon as I get them. And since we have a clan versus clan CVC match going on right now this Tuesday, that means that next week for this champion training event, it's going to be an off week, so you won't be double dipping your points during a CVC or anything. So this week, they're going to be having the CVC be part of Raid, and then next week, it's going to be the craziness around champion training, and then the champion up for grabs will be dependent on the level of your account. But also, as you can see, the summoning portal is beaming to the sky, which means we've got something going on. Was there a news post about this here? I don't even see the news post, but there is going to be a 10x going on just today during CVC to hopefully Plarium's trying to incentivize some people to YOLO some void shards during CVC. And the champion up for grabs is going to be Rio Bone Spear. Now, Rio Bone Spear is obviously a newer legendary to the game, being part of the Shadowken faction, and she is super solid. She's got an A1 with continuous heals for consistent sustain, and it's also targeted to where it needs to go. And she's got an A2 that's pretty crazy. You got a 3-turn booked skill here that does everything from stun, HP burn. They just like threw all the debuffs in the game on one ability here, 6 different ones or whatever that is. So definitely a pretty cool A2. Then you've also got a really, really good cleanse with 3 cooldowns on the skill books, where you're going to remove all buffs. So we've got a cleanser that also places block debuffs. That's actually pretty rare in the game, to cleanse everything and also place a block of debuffs. But she's also on top of that going to heal all allies, and then also heal even more for each buff that she has cleansed. So it's definitely a super cool ability here on the A3, especially for some of those defensive teams in Tag Team Arena, or for something like the Hydra to place all that block debuffs and cleansing. So Rio, definitely a solid champion when you consider she's got a passive as well for when receiving any debuffs, instantly transfer them from this champion to the attacker. So some cool things going on for Rio. Do I recommend YOLOing a bunch of void shards outside of a 2x in the hopes of getting Rio? Probably not, but Rio herself is definitely a pretty good champion. And then on top of that, we have got a drop fever going on for the Savage set right now, part of the Fire Night, which is going to lead us into the tournaments and events, because that is actually going to coincide with a Fire Night tournament going on as well. So under the tournaments tab, you'll see that we've got a perfectly normal spider tournament, really nothing to take note of here. I don't anticipate people are going to be going super crazy in this one, but it does double dip with CVC for sure. But the Fire Night tournament, you've got 2x Savage going on right now. Now Savage is definitely an S tier set. It's one of the best sets in the game that you can put on a damage dealer like Trunda, Candraphone, something like that, to make them slap even harder than they already do. You would definitely want to get those champions in Savage or Lethal's like the buffed up version of a Savage set. But the thing about this Fire Night tournament is it's a very specific one. So you've got to put together a team that is only built up of champions from the Corrupted Alliance, which is going to be Demon Spawn, Undead, Dark Elves, and a Night Revenant as part of that. I'm not going to do a deep dive here in this video. This was mainly to get you caught up on the events, but I'm probably going to put together a team to get after this Fire Night for the 2x event for Savage. And we may do a fun video talking about the team that I'm using and some of the budget options and some of the best Fire Night squads from the Corrupted subset of factions. And while we're here today getting you caught up on what is going on in game and covering some of the news type stuff like that champion training event and the 10x and whatnot, make sure you do remember that your Hydra keys are going to reset after today. So if you are on an account that is running the Hydra in a clan that's trying to kill different Hydra bosses, you want to make sure and do that today. But we've also got a new batch of clan quests up for grabs, so you're going to want to go in there and get the new rotation. You can see 6 days we just got the weekly rotation of clan quests, so you're going to want to dive in, get some clan quests, and also run in and do those Hydra keys really quick if you are hitting the Hydra. So we can head into the shop and talk about this for a little bit. Right now, we're going to be prioritizing things like energy. Obviously, if you're going to get ready to YOLO the craziness in the champ training, Mashalette is very good. It's not just Krisk. I would say Royal Guard is pretty solid for early game accounts as well. If they do it in a tiered system like lower than level 40, it would be really good to win a Royal Guard if you didn't have one yet on a early progressing account. So let's plug this in and see what we got here. $20 for a dungeon pack. Let's do silver of 750k. Okay, energy of 300, gems of 200, and 2 days of XP. We're gonna get energy refills of 5. No, that's not the right one. Energy refills of 5. Okay, and then we're gonna go down to 3 legendary tomes. Okay, boom. 2.15, so not bad. It's decent, but not amazing. The pack string, okay, so typically with pack strings, the void pack is going to be one of the best ones you can get, especially if you were going to be towards the high end of spending and going for Riho or something. Not a bad one to buy, but for people that are super budget, it's not typically amazing. But I can pull up one that I found that was similar. And that's this one right here that I found in the offers section of my good friend Smiley over on his Discord server. I'll link to it down below. He's got an amazing resource where he tracks a lot of these like packs that progress, chain packs and stuff like that. He tries to keep a database of them. So that I looked through it, and this was the most similar one I could find. Looks like the exact same pack, the same artwork and everything, but a different spending tier. And if I plug that one in that I posted the picture of from the historical screenshot of a very similar pack, it comes out as a 2.40 offer score, totaling that one up. So that's not the exact one that you see on screen right now here from my account, but I'm going to guess it's going to grade out. If I do the whole thing, it's going to grade out somewhere pretty close to a 2.40 value, give or take a little bit, because they're usually structured mostly the same, just a little bit different based on the spending tier. And this one's going to be kind of a lower version of the artwork one that I showed you from the historical screenshot. Then we know the drill on the monthly pack and the mini mix pack. We've got a rare tome one. This one's kind of interesting. Let's clear this out. Let's go 20 right here. And we're going to put in 1.5. And then we're going to do 400 gems. Okay, and then we've got rare tome of 20 right there, 1.95. Wouldn't be the worst purchase for a super new account when you're needing to develop a bunch of those rares, like your starter and apothecary and some of those champions like that. But obviously, if you're an endgame player, it's not going to be the one you're looking for. Divine offense and then a train. This one looks kind of new. I don't know that I've seen this one before, but let's go 1 million. Okay, and then we've got 200 brews. Obviously, that's a pretty big deal if you're going to be going for Krisk. So 200, and then the 8 chicken right here of 8 4-stars. So boom. Yeah, 1.54. Once I saw the purchase limit of 2, I knew it wasn't going to be amazing, but yeah, I guess if you're going for Krisk, you're going to need everything you can get your hands on, because it's going to be an absolute bloodbath if you're going for Krisk. So if you do have a maxed out account and you've got your eye on going for Krisk, you're going to need to spend the resources to do so, and you honestly might be in the market to buy a pack like this, even though it's only at 1.5, because it's going to take everything you got to win your group and go for Krisk. So alrighty, that gets us caught up on what is going on, and am I personally going to go for Krisk? I would assume, since I'm a maxed out account and I've been playing for 3 years at this point, I'm actually going to hit my 3-year anniversary of since I downloaded Raid here within the next week or so. So that's exciting. I'm officially going to hit 3 years soon. But will I go for Krisk? Gosh, I'm still probably 50-50. I really don't want to be champ training 22 hours a day, sleeping 2 hours a night, ruining my life for a week, spending thousands of dollars to go for Krisk, because I'm sure I'm going to be in a group versus endgame players that spend a lot and are going to be going absolutely bonkers crazy for Krisk. So I'm going to have to wait and see what group I'm in and kind of play it by ear. But to be determined on that one, I would love to go for him. I would have no problem YOLOing a bunch of my resources, but the problem is you don't want to get 500,000 points in and like 72 hours invested of champion training just to realize that it's a waste of time, and you're gonna get absolutely clapped by somebody who's more insane than you are. So that's the unfortunate trade-off of an event like this, and makes it really hard to tell you right now if I'm gonna go for it or not. We'll have to kind of play it by ear and see how crazy let the shenanigans begin on next Monday. But let me know what you think down below about this event and the insanity that's going to ensue for Krisk. I always enjoy reading your perspectives as well. So that'll do it for me on this one. As always, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Peace.